Hey fellow Nevillers, here we are back again with another lecture. Neville 365, sharing the wisdom as I see it, perceive it, up in Neville's body of works. Today I'm up in one called The Spiritual Cause from 1968. This really is Neville's, what could we say? It's kind of his awakening phase. He's had his promise, he's been born from above, and he's really religious. But in this lecture, he explains to us about doubt, our fears, Satan, and he also gives us some great pointers about clothing ourselves in our desire. So let's dive in, my lovelies. Opens up the lecture this way. All cause is spiritual. Although a natural cause seems to be, it is a delusion of the vanishing vegetable memory. He's trying to tell us here, when we get involved in an emotional state or a mood, or we contemplate something really deeply and it evokes feelings and emotions within us, it creates something. And sometimes we forget that we even did that reflection and got emotional and got ourselves into a state, i.e. our perishing vegetable memory. Nice way to put it, Neville. Now let me share some of the stuff he says about clothing ourself in the wish fulfilled and our desire, wants, and all that good stuff. He says right here, God and Satan are always with you, for one is faith and the other doubt. Can you imagine you are the one you would like to be and remain faithful to that assumption? If you can and do, it will appear, and you will realize that its spiritual cause was the moment of assumption. Neville also shares a letter from his audience. It's the famous barber story. I don't know if you're aware of it or you've bumped into it in Neville's works, but I'll read this and put it on a separate playlist because these stories are fascinating. They show us how imagining creates reality, and we can pick up some pointers and tips from the stories. Lovely pointer from Neville here. I urge everyone to think of time as precious. Use each and every moment to plant a seed of thought you want to experience. Then, when your thoughtful seed is harvested, remember the moment of planting, for every natural effect has a spiritual cause, which happens the moment you dare to assume your desire is real. Let's get daring. Continues. Start now to consciously use your precious moments and try to remember what you did when your harvest arrives. Nothing appears by accident. Everything is the result of an idea, either wittingly or unwittingly planted. You did it knowing what you were doing, or while lost in an emotional state. Feeling intense, a lovely or unlovely seed is planted and must be harvested. For you always reap the thoughts you sow. This is the law of life. Another pointer from Neville, be careful what we think, because it's going to come to fruition. So let's keep our imaginations, thoughts and moods lovely. Believing that imagining creates reality. Dare to imagine you are now what you would like to be. Do that and you are turning the water into the wine. We did that in another lecture. I'll leave a link down there in the description describing water, wine and stone. And he continues here. Reason says you are not the man you want to be. Closing your eyes to the obvious facts of life, you deny everything that reason dictates. This is what it takes, my lovelies. You deny everything reason dictates by mentally clothing yourself in your desired state. Let people see you there. Imagine until you are actually standing where you want to stand, actually doing the things you would do if your desire was now an obvious fact. Do this, and you are clothing yourself in the outer garment of naturalness. I'm glad he shared that with me, and I'm sharing it with you because that's been a bit of it's been a wondering of mine. Clothing yourself into naturalness, the garment. Clothing yourself in the outer garment of naturalness. He's telling us right there how we do it. He continues, when you open your eyes to the facts of life, they will deny everything you have done. But you know what you did, we do. You caught a precious moment which doubt cannot find, or his helpmates find, i.e., Satan can't find us when we're doing this. You have become one of the industrious, for you found the moment and clothed yourself with the feeling of fulfilled desire. Another urge from Neville here to use our creative power. I urge you to test your creative power on this level. Take every moment you can and clothe yourself in the feeling that your wish is fulfilled. Feel its reality and do not forget that moment, for it is productive. In its own good time, that moment will appear in this world, properly clothed as an objective fact. No matter who it takes to aid the birth of your imaginal act, he will appear. If it takes an army to bring it to pass, an army of men will do it. You do not have to determine the way. All you need to do is imagine. Just as you would plant a seed in the ground, confident that it will grow, so you can drop your fulfilled desire into your mind, confident that it will appear as an objective fact. If you want to be a man of wealth, assume that you are. You see, the man of wealth and the poor man are the same being. The individual who occupies the poor state is God's emanation, who has fallen into the state of poverty. We're all God's emanation, sons of God, daughters of God, whatever we like to call ourselves. Neville's showing us here about the poor man and the rich man. They're exactly the same being, and he says it this way: the only difference is that the poor man does not know he can leave the state of poverty. This world is made up of infinite states, which you may clothe yourself with. If you do not like the state you are in, you can get out of it by taking a heavenly moment and assuming you have moved. You can put yourself into any state, be it wealth or poverty. If you don't enjoy poverty, don't get into the state, says Neville. Okay, Neville. I have no desire for fabulous wealth. Here comes some of his classic humour. I do not want the responsibility connected with it. I can't see how anyone who is fabulously wealthy has any time for spiritual awareness, morning, noon and night. He must watch his portfolio. The first thing he does in the morning is read the financial section of the newspaper. He reads it as some ladies read the social section, as though it really matters. Now, time for a confession. I used to do just this when I was young, maybe 16 to 20, 25, however old I was. I would read the thing that Neville's talking about, like the ladies' gossip section. I don't do that anymore, but I did. Anyhow, fellow Nevillers, this lecture is full of Neville trying to, what's the word? Make sure we understand, trying to make us understand that God and Satan are always with us. God is faith, Satan is doubt. I know you've experienced doubt. Let's shut that out and be sure to be natural in our garment of our wish fulfilled. Thanks for your time and attention, guys. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know if there's a lecture you are looking at, reading and studying, and you want my perspective or anything. I will dive into it because I'm a complete Nevilleaholic. It's always Neville o'clock round here. Love, because you know I'm going to blow you a kiss, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.